Hey, Jedis, we're back. How's everybody here? Is anybody connecting? I'm going to give everybody a couple of minutes to connect. Today, we're going to talk about something very, very important. We are going to continue with our series of making more and keeping more of what we make. It's something that is very, very dear to my pocketbook, and that is to keep more of what I make, and I think it should be to yours too. So let me know as soon as you connect where you are connecting from, and then we're going to jump right into the series that we've been doing through the last week and a half. Every couple of days we come in here and we give you some information. We drop some little bombs here and there. What it is that we need to do as small business owners, because really that's what we are. You know, we are on here. We are Jedi entrepreneurs. We are, all of these things that we call small business owners, home business owners, and so forth, because we have an intent to generate an additional source of income, replace our incomes for some, and for some just continue to grow and generate more income to release ourselves from the 9-to-5, right? So we're here, and we're here with that intent. But can we prove it? And that's usually where we're stuck in. Can we really prove that we have a business and that we're running a business, for profit intent? That's the actual terminology that we want to use. So we got some people connecting with us. Let us know where you're connecting from, okay, so that I know what part of the country you're connecting and with us. So let me know right here. I don't know if I can see it on the live on this machine. Probably not, but you're there. Anyhow, let me share some things with you. We've gone through a couple of lives so far, and yeah, I can see it. Hey, how are you? Nice to have you. I got to get close because I can't see from here. It's just small over there. But anyhow, here we go. We've been talking about business documentation. Can you prove that you have a business? Can you prove that your business is a for-profit intent? That is the key right there. And a lot of times, yeah, I have a business. Do you really? Can you? If I ask you right now, on the spot, can you prove that you have a business? 99% of the people can't. We talked about that last time. How much money does the government get to keep? And they don't have an obligation, because it's not part of their system. It's not part of their thinking. They have an obligation to let us know that they have overcharged us, or that we, because we don't know better, we have overpaid. It's not in their system to tell us, or to even send it back. It doesn't exist. Think about that. That's how much, they say, you trust me, send it to me. If you overpay me, I'll keep it. If you underpay me, I'll hit you up with penalties and dues and all this other stuff, right? But anyhow, it all works one way. So we need to know exactly where we stand. We need to know what it is that they're requiring. I always say this. You are going to write a check, and you're going to write it every 2 weeks if you're W-2, or you're going to write it, at the end of the year if you're 1099. But you will write that check. You cannot get away from not writing that check. That is a duty that we have. That is an obligation that we have. Now, we can avoid it if we want to, but you will write the check. And in most cases, you're either going to write the check to Uncle Sam, or you're going to write it to yourself. And if you write it to yourself, you're going to give him the receipt. You're going to have to give him some sort of proof. But we got to go one step beyond that. So we talked about having the right kind of documentation for your business. We talked about documenting, about sorting, and about categorizing. I gave you the labels for those 12 folders that you need to have so that you can document, sort, and categorize all your expenditures. We've also talked about the 5 W's, about what are those 5 things that you really need to document in order so that you can prove that you're running a business. But we got to go one more step. But before we get there, let's talk about vacations. Listen, we are small business owners. We never take vacations. We are passionate about what we do. So we're always striving to do better. We're always striving to feed this and to get better. Now, our families need vacations because they need to unfocus from the stress that we carry. That happens. That is normal. But when we go on a vacation, well, we don't, right? But when we go, we sit and we read a book, and they say, oh my God, he's finally relaxing. No, he's not. We're actually reading, planning the next move that we're doing, right? So, we're always on there. But let me show you a way. There's part of the code. And if those of you actually who want to know the exact code, you let me know right below this video, right below here on the notes, you say the code, the code, the code, the code. If you write the code, I will send you the write-up of the code. so that you have it in your hot little hands. You can take it to your CPA. You can take it to your accountant and say, hey, listen, this is what, that section of the code says. How come that was not applied here? And question him. I don't care who they are. If they got letters behind your name and you writing the check, that's your employee. That's the same thing as the loan guy, as the CPA. I don't care. They got a problem, they can come talk to me. If I write the check, that's my employee. All right, so take it from that perspective. So let's talk about why we don't take vacations and how can we get to enjoy them and have Uncle Sam pay for them. All right, so depending on where your tax bracket is, things are going to be a little bit different. But let's take a look at some of the numbers here. All right, where's my other marker? Here it is. I bought these markers because I thought they were going to be great. They're not made for whiteboard, so I got to use spray and acetone, all kinds of stuff to get it off of there. But we're going to go ahead and use it because I like it. So anyhow, so we have a calendar. Now, let's say that hey, Joe Barnes, are you on here? Can you somebody type Joe Barnes on there and tag him and Jason Tibbetts can, somebody just type their names and tap them or send them a message and let them know that I'm here live doing this because I'm going to be talking about something about them that concerns them, and they don't know that I'm going to be dropping this out there for you guys. Okay, just typing their names in there and just let them know, tag them. That way they can get on here. Actually, let's start. If those of you that are here live, just hit the like button, a whole bunch of times because what we want to do is, it's late in the evening. Some people are probably at the theaters watching a movie, and we got 15,000 people in this group. Can you imagine if those phones start going bing, 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 and they're going to get kicked out of the theater, but they need to know this, all right? They're business people, and they're going to appreciate it if you do this for them. I think I see that so bad. James just like Joe. All right, awesome. So that's right. Let's get the, if they're sleeping, if they're in Germany or in Italy or something right now, let's get their asses out of bed. They need to know this, all right? Because they got tax code over there too. Well, thank you so much. All right, so let's have some fun with this. Folks, I got to tell you something. I love the IRS. I absolutely love it. I hate, you hate something when you don't know it and when you don't understand it. When you know it and you understand it and you know the rules of the game, you can play. If you tell me what the rules are, I can play any game. If you know what the rules are, you can play any game. I've said it before. The rules, quote me on this, but quotations, the rules were written by those who needed them, close quote. If they didn't need them, why would they pass the law? Because they needed them. Somebody was going to benefit from them. All right? So they said this. If you take a business trip, now this only applies. We talked about this last time. We talked about the two different pyramids. And let me go a little thicker here. Maybe like that. Okay? We talked about the two pyramids. And we talked about a W-2 person has almost no deductions at all. Yet the one who has the most, that has 157 million, is the small business owner. It's not the corporation, it's not the LLC, it's not the S Corp, it's the small business owner. And the code's written that way to entice small businesses to grow. It's done this way because, listen, if it wasn't because of Michael Dell and his garage, we wouldn't have Dell computers today. If it wasn't because of those tax laws and small businesses and I'm dating myself, but I remember being in chat rooms, and I remember one Saturday morning in particular, chatting in one of those black rooms, many, many moons ago about this thing that you could move with an arrow and you could make this little triangle move on your screen. And that was Xerox. And then there was this other guy in California that took the code and oh my God, I remember us talking, chatting, next thing I know, they called it a mouse, and next thing I know, the company was a fruit company. I had no clue. I mean, we're used to these big names and stuff like IBM and Monsters and stuff, and they're these guys that come up with a fruit company. That's how Apple came about, and that was the mouse. But anyhow, that's how it happened. But it happens because it benefits the small business. We are small businesses. We have all the advantages. Oh my God, I get goosebumps. There was a time that I could use my remote control airplanes as a marketing expense. I had 21 of them to go to the hobby shop and get all the controllers and the servos and the plane and all the stuff that I needed. And it was a couple $1,000. Kind of like, Uncle Sam's paying for it. Who cares? Here you go, dude. I mean, I'm going to put the name of my company all over it, go to the airfield and do some marketing. I mean, The rules were written. Now, it changed since then, okay? But that's the way it was back then. So, you know, he's paying for my remote control airplanes. I have 21 of them and 3 helicopters. I mean, Uncle Sam's paying for it. Why not? So this is what I'm talking about. So now let's talk about vacations, all right? Oh, my God, I get passionate about this, guys. I love my money so much to give it away, and I hope you feel the same way. So anyhow, here we go. We got 10 days. Is Joe here? Ah, there he is. Love it. Okay. Well, Joe, I'm sorry. I have to do this, okay? So here's the mastermind event. Here's the Jedi. Here's the Joe and Jason mastermind event. It's 4 days. Okay, we don't know yet if it's going to be in Orlando or in Puerto Rico, but let's just say that it's in Orlando. Okay, and just 4 days of this mastermind event. So what's going to happen is you're going to have a travel day. Okay, now I want you to watch this very carefully because there's some math and there's some math and some computations and some percentages that we got to do here. Okay, so we have a travel day, and then we got 4 days of this mastermind event. But we're traveling back on this day. So we have 4 days of the mastermind. So let's put that here. Plus 2 travel days. That's 6 days, right? Actually, it should be 6 days. So we got 6 days on there. I don't know. You guys can't see that. It's kind of dark. So let's just go like this. So we got 4 plus 2 equals 6. Now, we got this other 4 days right here. So if this is in Orlando, we got some Mickey Mouse days over here. You know, I mean, we're just going to be Mickeying around for those 4 days, right? Got my drift? So this is your business trip. So here, practically what we have is we got 6 business days and 4 personal days. Well, guess what? Because the business, for small business, is more than 50% of your personal, it's 100% deductible. Folks, the whole thing is deductible. The whole freaking thing. The only thing that you can't deduct is the meals or on-the-road travel expenses on these 4 days. You're already there. They're on the road travel expenses. You use those for the business purpose. So guess what? 10 days. Either in Orlando or Puerto Rico. I don't care. I don't know where we're going to do it yet. But, Joe and Jason are going to do it. But there's 10 days. It's 100% deductible because 66 of those days, more than 50%, was all business. And you couldn't catch a flight until Wednesday next week. That's Wednesday, right? Tuesday next week. So you got 4 days to Mickey Mouse around in Orlando, Florida, and Uncle Sam paid for it. Got it? Folks, they wrote the rules. I didn't. I just follow the rules. Can you follow the rules? I think you can. Stay tuned. There's a lot more coming your way. And that is why, let's get back to the main subject. We never write vacation on our planner. If we ever have to prove something, we're going to bring it up, and instead of vacation, it's going to say mastermind in Orlando, Florida, because this is all business, folks. This is all business. May the force be with you. And keep everything in your pocket, because that's where it should be. Folks, we'll talk to you in the next one. Let me know right here if you want the actual code. Put it right there on the comment. Say the code, and I'll give you the exact code, an example of this all written out so you can have it. All right? Take care of yourselves. We'll see you in the next one.